Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm. Inside the Treehouse today, Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. Hello, Trey.
Hello, Dan.
I love starting strong, so let's do that today.
All right.
A car crashed into a pool house at an aquatic center in upstate New York, leaving it partially submerged in the water. And since no one was seriously hurt, it gave the Ossining Police Department the opportunity to say, while we do encourage carpooling, this is not what we had in mind.
Some PIO waited their whole life just to write that one.
Probably had that written down in a book somewhere, just waiting for the day, and finally happened. Sarge, you get to use my line. The day's here.
You said I'd never have the chance. Ha
Oh, I told you one day it would happen. Oh man, in upstate New York, Briarcliff Manor. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured in an unlikely car crash in Westchester County, allowing first responders to lighten the mood just a little. The Ossining Police Department said in a statement, while we do encourage carpooling, this is not what we had in mind. According to the Briarcliff Manor Fire Department, on Friday around 12:20 in the afternoon, they responded to a report they received about a car that had crashed into the pool house at Club Fit in Briarcliff Manor. Once on the scene, emergency responders found a car was driven through the emergency exit door of the pool house, coming to a stop around 10 feet into the closest pool section, partially submerged in the water. Club Fit staff were able to get the driver out of the car, and there were no serious injuries reported for the driver or any Club Fit patrons. Just imagine, you're just doing some laps, minding your own business. All of a sudden, there's a car in the pool in the lane next to you.
Yeah, that might lead to a little PTSD about getting back in the water.
It just might. On social media, Club Fit officials said the Club Fit Briarcliff Aquatic Center will be closed until further notice. Briarcliff members are welcome to use our Jefferson Valley location. Thank you for your understanding. We're so incredibly grateful to say that no one was injured as a result of this accident. I imagine those, what are the things called? The concrete pillars that get set up in front of storefronts and 7-Elevens?
I forget the name of them, but yeah,
well,
I know what you're talking about.
They probably going to have to install a few of those around all the Club Fit facilities in New York. So that like way you don't get a repeat occurrence of someone driving into the pool house.
It seems like it would be money well spent.
Mm-hmm. Emergency personnel secured the scene while the car was removed from the water. After an inspection by the Ossining Building Department, the structure was ultimately deemed safe. All the units were cleared from the scene by 2:15 p.m. That's pretty impressive. I mean, the incident occurred at 12:20 p.m. and the scene was cleared within 2 hours. That is impressive.
That is impressive. Don't know if there's a lot going on in that town.
Probably not, other than one public information officer patiently waiting for his chance to release that statement that he has had saved. You know, he had that saved somewhere on a file, on a flash drive, or on his computer, just waiting for the day that he gets to say.
Oh, he's probably over the years has been reading news stories around and go, reading what other PIOs have written and go, oh, no, you missed it. You could have. This is the line you could have used. You silly people. And then finally he gets the chance. And you know what, honestly, there probably was a tow truck driver who this was his big opportunity for an underwater.
Oh yeah. An underwater extraction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure when you pull a car out of a pool, you get to charge at least double.
Mm-hmm. Get you in the tow truck Hall of Fame.
I like to think that somewhere right now, someone is laughing, not just because of what you said being funny, but they think that you're making up
the tow
truck Hall of Fame, when in fact you are not. The Tow Truck Hall of Fame is a real place that exists in real life with actual tours and an actual Hall of Fame. It is
Chattanooga,
real.
Tennessee.
Probably appropriate that the Tow Truck Hall of Fame would be in the same state known for its bourbon production. It's sort of like chocolate and peanut butter. The two just seem to go together.
Mm-hmm.
The Tow Truck Hall of Fame.
Oh.
I've not thought about that place in many years.
No, I hadn't either. But that was one of the great stories of doing the police and fire parade.
Yeah.
A few tow truck drivers wanted in as first responders.
And they feel strongly about that.
Yes, they do.
Very strongly about it. So strongly, in fact, that they still have one of my cars.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Let's get Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration into the Treehouse. Their number for your free roof inspection, 833-COOK-DFW, the website cookdfw.com. The RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation exists to help the families of fallen DFW police officers and firefighters killed in the line of duty. And we've been very fortunate over the years to partner with some outstanding companies wanting to help. And today we get to add Cook DFW's name to that list of excellent sponsors to the foundation because, Daniel, you and your wife, Carrie, have said, you know what? We love our community and we want to do something to give back to our first responders in DFW, right?
Dan, that's absolutely correct. And, truth be known, Carrie has given to the foundation for quite so many years. But now at a company level, I think we are wanting to definitely, beef that up and start giving back to the foundation. And it's unfortunately, this is a foundation nobody wants to have to donate to, but it's the real world is that these things do happen. And it's the type of foundation that you don't want around, but you definitely want it to be, available to the families that need it. And so over the next couple of months, a portion of all the proceeds from the work done from Treehouse listeners that call in and let us know that they heard about you on the show, we're going to be donating to the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation and making sure that we can keep that very stable in the accounting side and have funds available that when the families need it, it's going to be there. So we're very fortunate to be a part of the organization, and we look forward to trying to assist and help as much as we can.
Not only a company that cares about you as a client, but Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration also cares about its first responders in our communities. So give them a call for your roofing and restoration needs. 833-COOK-DFW. 833-COOK-DFW. Make sure you tell them you heard about him in the Treehouse, and the website, cookdfw.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors is Fort Worth's premier indoor gun range. It is open to the public, but memberships with great advantages and perks are available. Defender Outdoors in Fort Worth. 6,000 square feet of retail space stocked with your favorite brands of guns, ammo, gear, optics, knives, and more, and an outstanding staff that really knows their stuff. Again, open to the public. Membership unlocks exclusive features at an affordable price, all at Defender Outdoors. And also want to let you know, use the code Treehouse when you shop, both in-store and online at Defender Outdoors. You get special discount when you use the code Treehouse when you shop at Defender Outdoors, both in-store and online. Speaking of online, the website for Defender Outdoors is defenderoutdoors.com. Back inside the Treehouse now. I'm Dan O'Malley along with Trey Trenholm on Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. We make fun of Florida a lot, and it's justified. And we're going to do that again here because a Florida woman was arrested for aggravated battery with a Pringles can.
Wow.
Yeah. That's taking it to a whole new level. Do you have an inquisitive look on your face?
Well, I'm trying, because there's two ways you could go about it. You could, beat someone with the Pringles can, or you could get your hand stuck in the Pringles can and then start thrashing that way.
You're right. That's an interesting point. The Pringles can be used as a weapon in more than one way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we share stories like this inside the Treehouse, because we have different takes on them, different ridiculous insights. For example, Trey, when he hears a Florida woman used a Pringles can as a weapon, he wonders, was she holding the can, using it as a weapon, or did she insert her hand into the can to then use it as sort of a gauntlet style weapon? Me, I was curious to know, when she attacked a man with a Pringles can, did it have chips in it or not? Because if it did, it makes it heavier and therefore possibly more dangerous.
That is also true.
Yeah. Hang on, let me pull this up here. A 28-year-old woman in Florida named Shanika Serdal was arrested after attacking a man at a 7-Eleven in Orlando last week. Police say Shanika walked up to a male customer, called him a B word, and hit him across the face with a Pringles can. They say he suffered a significant cut on his right eyebrow and under his eye, causing him to bleed. So that would lead me to think, Trey, that the can of Pringles was in fact loaded with chips to be able to incur such damage. I also like to think that, in my mind, she hit him more than once, like maybe repeatedly, a whole lot, right in the head.
You can't have just one.
They do say, and I like to think that in the middle of beating his ass at that 7-Eleven with a Pringles can, she had to stop, catch her breath, and say, once you pop, you can't stop, and beat him some more. Unfortunately, the reality is, according to the police report, she only swung and hit him once. Oh, well. So after she hit him once, she stopped, ran away. Police found her down the street. And guess what she had with her? The weapon. She still had the can of Pringles. I hope that she had popped and was actually eating them when they found her. And make it even better if it was one of the flavors like the sour cream and onion, so that way it leaves the dust on your fingers. God, I love Pringles.
Yeah, they are tasty.
Mm-hmm. And it's true. It really is one of the great slogans of all time because you really can't pop and stop.
Nope.
Shanika told police the victim had been rude to her. The guy denies it. An employee says the man wasn't doing anything wrong, but right before he was hit, he was notifying them that there was a guy laying down on the side of the building. So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe she knew the guy on the side of the building, didn't like it, and decided to show up and beat the dude with a loaded Pringles can.
Yeah, or maybe it was Florida and she's just crazy.
See, not all of the insights on this show are ridiculous. Sometimes they really, sometimes they really hit the nail on the head.
Sometimes you just, you just got to write it off that it's Florida. They do that kind of crap.
To be fair, if you were to use any type of chip holder as a weapon, it really would be a Pringles can, wouldn't it? I mean, there's like you're not going to use a bag. It really, like, a Pringles can in a pinch might be a decent weapon in a fight.
Yeah, no, you're
especially
right.
like you said, Trey. I really like the idea if your arm and your hand are small enough to use it as a gauntlet and insert your hand into it and then use that as a weapon.
Although, if you're in a convenience store, I do feel like there were other options available that probably would have been better. But again, it's Florida, and maybe she was hungry, and so she had to be efficient with her attack.
It does make sense. Not only do I want to use this as a weapon, but I'm also hungry.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you love guns or hunting, you're going to love Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors Shooting Center is 43,000 square feet of guns, gun range, and gun fun. Firearms, ammo, apparel, accessories, and more. Have a bachelor party, birthday, or team building event? All-inclusive packages available for endless entertainment. Training classes are added weekly, and private instruction is always available. Come see why Defender has been voted the best gun range in North Texas 5 years in a row. Visit us at defenderoutdoors.com. Defender Outdoors. Are you a Defender?
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you would like to tell us something, you can. Just go to our website, treehouseonair.com, and leave us a message. Click on that microphone in the lower right-hand corner on our website, Treehouse on Air, and talk back to us right here inside the Treehouse, because when you click on that microphone, you can leave us a voicemail. Just like a few people have done that we are going to share with you today. Dan O'Malley, Trey Trenholm, inside the Treehouse. And I've been talking about this really since the Christmas holidays, that we have this new feature on our website called Treehouse Talkback. Microphone, lower right-hand corner on our website, treehouseonair.com. You click on that, you can leave us a voicemail, and we get it. And when we get it, and if it's good, we may use it on the show, like we're going to do right now. And I promise that going forward, I will be better about checking those messages, especially now that you're going to hear some of the ones that have been left for us here inside the Treehouse. This first one is from Marshall from March 5th. Here we go.
Just want to let you guys know that y'all have a great show, and me and my daughter listen to it every morning on the way when I'm taking her to drop her off at school, and she thoroughly enjoys y'all's show as well. So thanks for making the car ride to drop her off to school amazing every morning.
Thank you, Marshall. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but is daddy-daughter time best spent by listening to this show? I mean, how old is your daughter? I'm not sure if some of the things we talk about in here are necessarily appropriate for a school-age child, but I mean, you're daddy, so I guess you're the one that knows best.
I do feel like if they're bonding over us, that there is going to be some tumultuous years ahead.
There's going to be some blowback. Someday in the future, Marshall's going to think, I really should not have let her listen to those idiots.
Yeah.
On the flip side, there might be a time in the future where they truly do bond over this stupid little show, and they find some pure enjoyment together as father and daughter, having listened to the Treehouse. So thank you, Marshall. We appreciate that, even though we do question it slightly. This one is pretty good too. This was just a couple of days before Marshall. This was left by AF.
You guys, I have not laughed so hard as I just did listening to Dan's Spanish Jim Adler. Oh my God. Keep up the good work. Thanks.
Thank you. Gracias.
That's it.
Yo soy Jim Adler. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah, we may have to have a little more fun with Spanish Jim Adler in here. That was yeah. I think you know what? I like to think that regular Jim Adler probably has gone on some adventures, but I think Spanish Jim Adler goes on some really crazy adventures that we've never truly heard about. That maybe we can tell some of those stories. I mean, allegedly, representing someone who dove headfirst into a ponchos and had part of their face melted off by hot refried beans. I mean, that could be just the tip of the iceberg. So if you too would like to leave us a message, you can do that on our website, treehouseonair.com. Click on the microphone, lower right-hand corner, and leave us a message, and we may share it here on the show. There is an older message here that I want to share with you, Trey. Not just because it's an important one, but also because it's insanely ridiculous. And the reason why is because of my very poor timing on this message. Because today is March 10th, and Jasmine left us a message all the way back on January 7th that I just heard recently. Here.
Jasmine, longtime listener, first time voice message leaver.
Thank you, Jasmine.
I have a request. My birthday is next Friday, January 17.
Whoops.
Just curious if maybe y'all could toss my name on the Friday birthday list. That would be Jasmine Hawkins, turning 30. Thanks, guys.
I hesitate to say you're welcome, Jasmine, because I clearly did not get the message in time to announce your birthday on the birthday day of the show. So the best I can do is to play your message in its entirety, like I've just done, and to do what little I can to make up for it almost 2 months later. Today is not Friday, January 17th, 2025. But it was. And on that day, our sweet listener, Jasmine Hawkins, turned 30. So, Jasmine, from all of us inside the Treehouse, we wish you a happy 30th birthday, almost 2 months late. So sorry.
We're sorry that Dan is so delinquent. The rest of us, we would have been timely.
Yeah. But if it makes you feel just a little bit better, what I've just given you, Jasmine, is still more of a gift than I have ever given Trey or Raj on their birthdays.
That is true.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. You should feel special.
Uh-huh.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. To get your free roof inspection, which is a really good idea right now as we head into storm season. Already had a couple of issues in North Texas with wind and hail. Call Daniel Cook at Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. 833-COOK-DFW. 833-COOK-DFW, or go to cookdfw.com. Also, for this month, when you, the Treehouse listener, contact Cook DFW, and if they do some work for you, and you tell them, hey, I'm a Treehouse listener, a portion of the proceeds of that work is going to be donated by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration into the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation. So give them a call, 833-COOK-DFW, or again, the website, cookdfw.com. Back inside the Treehouse, I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm, on Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. There is a controversy stirring in my heart because the Hollywood Reporter made a list of the 10 best baseball movies, and I'm waiting for an umpire to call for a balk because the list absolutely sucks. I don't need to justify it very much at the moment. I'm just going to tell you that this list sucks. I'm going to share with you the Hollywood Reporter's top 10 baseball movies of all time. And I have a strong feeling, Trey, that you are going to agree with me on this list. All right.
Okay.
So here we go. According to the Hollywood Reporter, these are the top 10 baseball movies of all time. Number 10, Boiling Point from 1990. This is apparently a Japanese film. I have not seen it. The only Japanese baseball film I have ever seen was the one that starred Tom Selleck back in like 89. Which, not a great baseball movie, but I kind of liked it because I'm a huge Tom Selleck fan. Number 9, from 1942, The Pride of the Yankees. I don't
Lou
know if I've even seen all of it, but because of the content and the year and all that,
No, that wouldn't have been Lou Gehrig. Okay, I'm out.
That actually may be a musical. I'm not sure. It's an old movie about the Yankees. I don't take big issue with that. Number 8, a baseball movie from 2008 called Sugar. I have no idea. I've never heard of that. And I like to point out right here that I spent pretty much all of my youth playing baseball. I love baseball, and I love baseball movies. If I have not seen a baseball movie, there's a good reason for it. Number 7, from 1973, the film Bang the Drum Slowly. You ever see that, Trey?
Nope.
Starred a very young, was it DeVito? Not DeVito. I would have seen that if it was DeVito.
De Niro?
De Niro, yeah. Starred a very young De Niro. I watched, since I had never heard of this movie, I've heard the phrase, or Bang the Drum Slowly. I didn't realize it was a baseball movie, so I looked it up on YouTube. Do yourself a favor, look up the trailer for Bang the Drum Slowly from 1973.
Okay.
It looks terrible. This would be one of those movies that you, just looking at the trailer, you're like, this movie, there's no way it holds up. Also, the trailer makes it look kind of homoerotic. Nothing wrong with that. However, there is, and I swear, a part in the trailer where a guy walks into the manager's office and the manager says, drop your pants.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've not seen that one. Number 6, from 1992, A League of Their Own. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with A League of Their Own being on the best baseball movies list.
Absolutely.
Because to me, A League of Their Own did something that was kind of thought impossible. It made a movie about girls playing baseball entertaining.
Yes. And wonderful acting, great characters. I would absolutely, I could even argue that's a top 5.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The rest, the actual top 5, according to the Hollywood Reporter, of the best baseball movies, number 5, The Natural from 1984. That's a gimme. Absolutely. That needs to be on everyone's list. That one I have no problem with. I still get chills anytime I think about that home run shot at the end, hitting the light standards. Number 4, from 1957, Fear Strikes Out. Never saw it. I have no idea. Number 3, Bull Durham from 1988. Yes, that needs to be on there. Bull Durham did something too that I didn't know was possible. Bull Durham accomplished the fantastic because it weaved soft, wet kisses and baseball together seamlessly.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, Moneyball from 2011. Good baseball movie. I might put it in my top 10, but I certainly would not have it number 2 on this list. Number 1, according to the Hollywood Reporter, of the top 10 baseball movies of all time, 8 Men Out from 1988. The story about the 1919 Chicago Black Sox who threw the World Series.
You telling me these left out Field of Dreams?
Uh-huh.
And they left out Major League?
Uh-huh. They also left off The Sandlot.
I'm okay with The Sandlot being left out.
Oh, it's top 10.
Yeah, okay, top 10.
Mm-hmm. Also, and since I don't want you being the only one that gets to use the bleep on this, how can you have a list that ranks the top 10 baseball movies of all time and there is no Bad News Bears?
Okay, yeah. When Field of Dreams, I'm sorry, like when you leave that off a list and it's not in your top 5, you can go yourself.
And that's what we feel about your top 10 baseball list.
With a bat. With a bat.
Sideways.
Yes.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You can get even more Treehouse when you subscribe to Treehouse Plus. Treehouse Plus. When you subscribe, you get bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video that you can see, and it's all uncensored. And it's all available at patreon.com/treehouseonair. Patreon. Patreon.com/treehouseonair to subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. Back inside the Treehouse, I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm today, Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. Before we dive into birthdays, Trey, you had something you wanted to ask me about the best baseball movies of all time?
Yeah, what would be your number 1? What would be your top 5?
I realize what I'm going to say is controversial when it comes to saying my number 1 baseball movie of all time. I recognize that. But it's Major League.
Yeah, I don't.
3. I'm with you. No. Major League 3, Back to the Minors, is not my favorite baseball movie of all time. But Major League 1 is. The original Major League is my favorite. Now, to me, there's an important distinction to make between my favorite baseball movie of all time and what might be considered the best baseball movie of all time. My number 1 is Major League because that's the one that I get the most enjoyment out of. It's the one that if I had to pick one baseball movie to watch for the rest of my life, it would be Major League. I love that movie. I love everything about it. It's an underdog story. The cast is phenomenal. You get the wild thing and the crowd going crazy. I love that movie with all of my heart. That is my number 1. That is my favorite.
I don't hate it. It's firmly in my top 5. The underrated Bob Uecker also makes that movie just fantastic.
I know that there are a lot of legendary broadcasters out there that shaped me and other young broadcasters to want to be like them. I always wanted to be like, I guarantee you, had I been a play-by-play guy with any sport, I would have been the Bob Uecker style.
Oh, yeah.
I would not have been the Summerall or the Al Michaels. Like Al Michaels, do you believe in miracles? I mean, that's phenomenal. But man, if I could choose the broadcast style I would have, it'd be a little bit of Bob Uecker from Major League, just a bit outside, along with the heavy drinking.
Yeah.
Listen to the roar of that crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It's my favorite. Now, keeping in mind that The Natural probably has one of my favorite moments from a baseball movie with the ending with the lights and the home run. I love that. The thing about The Natural I didn't like is I wanted more baseball in it. There's a lot of off the field stuff happening in The Natural.
Yeah, that's fair. I remember, that was the first baseball movie I ever saw. Roy Hobbs, like that was, thrilling, great movie. Field of Dreams will always be my number one. And just, it will, the day Field of Dreams doesn't make me cry is the day I probably need to be put out to pasture. Like I will have lost my emotions at that point because that movie just always gets to me.
If you did watch A Field of Dreams and you didn't cry, do you want me to then take you to set you out into pasture? And would you prefer it to actually be a cornfield?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I can just walk into the cornfield and I'll just, you make me disappear.
If we're being honest, wouldn't that be a cool way to go?
You know what?
Oh.
I got no problems with it.
Walking into a cornfield where they shot Field of Dreams, that would be decent.
Yeah.
And they had that thing. They still have it. That's one of the cool things Major League Baseball has done in recent years is have the Field of Dreams game each year. Between what the NHL does with their outdoor hockey game once a year, which was awesome in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl that one year, the Field of Dreams games that they do each year with Major League Baseball now, I love those. I think those are fantastic, and I hope they do those forever. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm with you. And my number two, it would be a toss-up between Bull Durham and Major League. There's both just great cast, great lines, great writing. That especially Major League, that cast. A young Wesley Snipes, Charlie Sheen. That was just a phenomenal lineup.
And we didn't realize it at the time because the whole premise of the movie with having a terrible owner who wanted nothing more than to relocate the team, it kind of sounds like what the Mavericks are doing right now.
well, no, but you really, if you consider that now, it was visionary. If you look at what Oakland just did, between just tanking in general to get draft picks and everything else, or to move a team. Yeah, it was ahead of its time.
It's true. The difference is that no one wants to take pieces of clothing off of the Davis owner.
Yeah, no.
Leave that man clothed at all times, and honestly, to make everyone happy, let's put a hood over his head as well,
or at least a wig.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you miss any part of the Treehouse show, you can catch up with the Treehouse Show podcast, available on all major streaming and podcasting platforms like Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, and Apple Podcasts. Once again, if you miss any part of the Treehouse Show, catch up with the Treehouse Show podcast. Back inside the Treehouse, I'm Dan O'Malley along with Trey Trenholm. We were just talking about the Hollywood Reporter putting out their top 10 best baseball movies. Best baseball? Jesus, I keep doing that. Top 10 best baseball movies of all time, with some glaring omissions that I feel like we've corrected rightfully. And then talking about how the whole plot of Major League life imitated art, because everything, like you said, Trey, especially like what happens with the Raiders organization on football, that family has picked up and moved it more times than an Army brat family has moved around. And I know Al Davis was the best known owner of the Raiders. And then when he passed away, it went to his kid.
and fairly, and Al Davis was a football guy. He coached the team. He knew football. He got crazy in his older years, but he was a visionary when he started. His kid is not.
His offspring is troubling to look at. What would be the best way? I can't even remember what's his first name. I know he's a Davis.
Mark
Davis. He is unfortunate looking. He's got a horrific sort of a reddish bowl cut haircut. His face looks a little bit like Jim Carrey's Fire Marshal Bill from In Living Color. And what I think is so fascinating about him is you said, what did he say about his girlfriend? Or
he said that his hot, 20-something girlfriend was unaware of his billionaire status when they met and was just attracted to his smile.
Smile.
And he's dopey enough looking, maybe he believes that.
He might believe it. You know why? Probably because she told him. She's like, I had no idea. Please. And he's a billionaire, right? I'm not even sure. No, sorry. No, not I even as a millionaire, it seems like a stretch to me.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, it would absolutely be a stretch that someone didn't know, because I mean he's dopey looking at best. I mean, kind of a bowl cut on the front, mullet in the back, redhead, just I don't I mean just not, I mean, looks like he got his ass beat by a can of Pringles. I mean, yeah, so I mean, that's, come on, man. It's okay. It's okay. You could say, yeah, I'm a billionaire and I get hot chicks, and everyone, tip their hat to you.
We all think it. It's okay. It comes with the territory. We understand it.
We all know it.
Yes. But that man is clearly, if he truly believes that, he is living in denial.
Well, look at the way he runs that team. It may be possible.
That is very, 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 very possible. All right. One last thing to share with you before we close up the Treehouse today. And speaking of being sad about things, did you know, Trey, that in Japan, you can hire a handsome man to watch sad movies with you and wipe your tears? It's true. Young women in Japan that are single can hire a handsome weeping boy. That's what they're called, handsome weeping boys, to watch sad movies with them and wipe their tears. Rooted in the concept of Rukatsu, this service promotes emotional release and helps alleviate workplace stress by creating a safe space for people to express their emotions freely. So if you live in Japan, you're a young lady, and you're single, there's a company that you can hire to bring you a handsome man to watch sad movies with you and wipe away your tears.
I feel like there's a business opportunity here.
There is. It's called Hot Girls for Cowboys Fans. And I believe you will be their best customer, Trey.
Not for long. Make it for Longhorn fans, and okay, I'll bite. But
yep.
No, you will be the Cowboy fans.
For all things Treehouse, go to treehouseonair.com. You can find and follow us on social media as well. For the show, it's at Treehouse On Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. Something else you had there, Trey?
Mavericks fans.
I renounce my fandom for them, so just
In Florida, though, I picture a guy with a Budweiser and a pack of Camels.
With a Pringles can stuck to his face. We'll see you back in here tomorrow inside the Treehouse.